What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Tonight, we're going to talk about some possibilities for Trevor Bauer. Where could he sign? The Mets seem to be heating up over Trevor Bauer recently. Could the Dodgers get involved? How about the White Sox? Could the Blue Jays be a possibility? Let's talk about it tonight. And what is going on, baseball fans? How you doing tonight? 104 people in the chat at the start. That was the goal for when we started tonight. All right, we made it. We made it. Also, I saw -1 likes earlier. Did I see that? Or am I just going crazy? I mean, I know my brain doesn't like to work a lot, but I could have sworn I saw -1 likes. I have never seen that before. Was I the only one that saw that? Did anyone else see that? I was a little weird. Oh, we were at -2 as well. Anyway, well, cool. All right. I guess I guess that's only a good thing, I guess. Alrighty, everyone. How you doing tonight? We don't really have much news to talk about. So, I figured, you know what? I like to have fun. You like to have fun. We all like to have fun. We like to talk about Trevor Bauer. Why not talk about Trevor Bauer tonight? The market for Trevor Bauer has been heating up a little bit lately. You're starting to hear a few more things. You're starting to see Trevor Bauer come out a little bit more, kind of talking more and more about free agency. You're starting to see some teams pop up in the news. You're starting to see maybe the Mets. You're starting to maybe see the Dodgers. Could the Blue Jays be there? So tonight, I'm going to talk about some teams where I think some teams have a very realistic chance of getting a Trevor Bauer. But then I'm also going to go into some possible mystery teams as well. Some teams that maybe we're not even thinking of. Some teams where maybe they have a chance. Some of them are probably not going to make sense. Some of them you're probably going to think, Robbie, you're a complete idiot. What are you talking about? But you know what? This is fun. So, yeah, I got a few teams that could possibly be a real possibility. And maybe some other teams, maybe they get involved somehow. I don't know. You never know with Trevor Bauer. This is an unpredictable guy. Who knows where he could end up going? So, either way, I think all of us, all we have to do, the only thing we can do with Trevor Bauer's free agency is just have fun with it. So, it's always fun to speculate where a player could end up playing, and especially someone like Trevor Bauer, where we have never really had a free agent like a Trevor Bauer, someone that is so involved in social media as much as he is, someone that is so involved on YouTube as much as he is. He's such an interesting free agent to me that I really think you can't count out a lot of teams. You know, he really could end up going anywhere. So, but we might as well go ahead and get started. I hope you're all having a great day today, a good Thursday. We are approaching the weekend. I'm excited. You're excited. So let's talk Trevor Bauer. Alrighty, everyone. Let's get this music turned off. Before I get started, so there was a little bit of news. Adam Wainwright, he did. It's looking like he is going to be going back to the Cardinals. So real quick, before I get into the Trevor Bauer fun, let's go take a look real quick at the Adam Wainwright story. Like I said, usually I am talking the news, but there really hasn't been any news today. There's been some rumors and, not really anything exciting, but at least we do have some concrete news. Taking a look here, Adam Wainwright, he is going to re-sign with the Cardinals. It's really no surprise, if you ask me. Adam Wainwright has been with the Cardinals his entire career. I mean, this is a guy, and I think the Cardinals and him still need each other. I still think they could use some depth in that rotation. Adam Wainwright, solid guy, solid player for the Cardinals, solid pitcher. I really think this is just a good fit overall. And there was some maybe some possibilities of maybe he could go to somewhere like the Royals. The Padres popped up at one point. So, but in the end, I think this is good for both sides. Adam Wainwright, I still think he has a good amount to give. And the Cardinals, hey, it's only going to help them out. So, let's go ahead and let's get this party started. Alrighty, so the first few teams I'm going to go over are the ones that I think are the most realistic for Trevor Bauer, at least according to the media. And I'm actually going to break down why these realistic teams actually may end up falling short. We did talk about Trevor Bauer last night with the Mets. So last night, the Mets and the Blue Jays made a trade for Steven Matz. So that did clear a little payroll for the Mets. It did clear up a rotation spot for the Mets. So I was starting to connect some dots last night. Noah Syndergaard, he put out a tweet of SpongeBob SquarePants flipping through the textbook saying something exciting is going to happen. You know, you're kind of connecting dots, and it made me seem like, okay, the Mets really could be a possibility here. According to reports, they're the only team to really make a formal offer at the moment for Trevor Bauer. There was speculation that it was a record offer at one point by Bob Nightingale, but then Mr. Bob came back again and said, oh, nope, never mind. It's actually going to be less than what Garrett Cole would make. So, what can you say about Bob Nightingale, right? But, so the Mets are out there. The Mets are kind of looking like the possible front runner. Reports have said that the Mets are the front runners at the moment. So let's talk about the Mets first. So here we go. And I'm going to tell you all right now, I don't understand how any of you do these jersey swaps. I don't know how the heck you do these. It is such a pain in the butt, man. How the heck do you do these jersey swaps? I don't know how the heck I even made these somewhat okay looking. I don't know. But here we go. Talking about the Mets. Trevor Bauer, right now, like I said, Mets are the front runners, at least according to the media. So let's go take a look at what the Mets payroll is looking like. So, also, I want to actually share this really quick. I had a friend of the channel, a subscriber of the channel, reach out to me, and last night, I got something wrong last night. Well, I get stuff wrong a lot. But last night, I did actually have something factually incorrect. So last night, I was speculating, well, maybe Trevor Bauer, because of where the Mets payroll is at right now, maybe he could get like a shorter or a lesser payroll, or what am I saying right now? A lesser salary for the first year because the Mets payroll is a little tight. And I actually didn't know that for the luxury tax, it counts the average salary. So I didn't know that. And someone reached out to me today. Thank you so much for reaching out to me today. Hey, I'm learning stuff every day. You know, the kind of the contract money stuff, you know, the finance stuff when it comes to all this, that is somewhere I am a little weak in. I feel like I can kind of put my finger a bit on what a player might be worth, you know, just compared to contracts in the past. But hey, I didn't know that about the luxury tax payroll. So for the luxury tax payroll, it actually counts your average salary. So I didn't know that. I figured it was just what you were making per year. So again, thank you for reaching out to me. You know who you are. Thank you so much for that. And this is kind of why I wanted to do this video tonight, because I actually really I actually think this may be a bit of a problem for some teams. So, oh, we got a super chat. Oh, shoot. I messed that up. Hold on a second. Can I move that? There we go. Here we go. Alrighty. Let's get you started for the night. Puro Psycho Billy with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Let's get started. That's a good way to get started. So, like I said, Trevor Bauer to the Mets. This definitely could be a possibility. So, let's go take a look right now at what the Mets are working with. Here we go. So, taking a look, looking at the team payroll right now, the estimated payroll is $183 million, but the important number you have to look at is the luxury tax estimate. So right now they're at $181 according to Fangraphs. So the luxury tax, it is $210. So right there, that puts them at around like $28.5 million away. And that's where I'm wondering, you know, So here's the other thing with the luxury tax. You have to remember these teams. I said this last night a couple of times. You have to make sure. Oh, sorry, Jesus. You have to make sure that you have some flexibility with your payroll. You can't just go right up to the luxury tax and just call it a day. No, you got to have a little flexibility. Maybe 5 to 10 million, somewhere around there. So I think with Trevor Bauer, I mean, like I said, the Mets right now, they are playing with around, maybe according to Fangraphs, around 28 and a half, 29 million. Now, if you're going to be getting into the contract details of a Trevor Bauer, what is he going to be looking for? According to according to John Heyman, he was saying that Rachel Luba, his agent, was looking for around $40 million per year. Probably people laughed her out of the building when they were looking for that. But you kind of have to start high with him. You really have to ask for a lot. So realistically, personally, I think Trevor Bauer, I feel like he's going to end up getting anywhere from like 28 to 32. I don't see Bauer as like this $36 million guy for a number of reasons. Bauer, I've said this on the record quite a few times. I think Bauer is a slightly bit overrated. I've seen some people in the chat say that as well. Trevor Bauer, he's really only had one good short season, a Cy Young worthy season, not against the best competition. He did face the Braves in the playoffs, just one start. But I would have liked to have seen how he would have done over a full season last year. I mean, he was on pace for a ridiculous season. Then he had a good 2018 season, and other than that, he's had a few good seasons where, ERA in the mid-3s to low 4s, somewhere around there. So I personally think with Bauer, you're definitely paying for what you're going to be getting. So projections are kind of liking Bauer, but you don't really know at the end of the day. So with a Bauer, what are you going to get for Bauer? I would imagine it's going to be anywhere from 28 to 32. I don't know. I'd be shocked if it was more than 32. I don't think he's worth that much. I think Trevor Bauer, I don't know. I just don't see him as this $35, $36 million guy, like a Garrett Cole kind of level, a Jacob deGrom kind of a level. I don't see it, just because as well, he is a bit of a lightning rod off of the field as well. He's gotten into some things on Twitter. He's very outspoken. He does the YouTube thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but teams tend to be a little weary of kind of stuff like that. But the Mets have come out and said, Sandy Alderson said he likes Bauer. He likes what he does. He likes the way, he's a different guy. He likes that he's different. So could the Mets maybe get involved here? So if you're really looking at this, they're playing with around 28 million. I would say, just to be safe, around 28 million. Would Bauer accept an average annual salary of less than 28? I don't know. Would he accept 25? Would he accept 26? I think you could see the Mets maybe get within 5 million of that payroll. I think they'll push it. I don't know, though. It's going to be interesting. So there was a report today. Let me actually pull up the article real quick. So here we go. Trevor Bauer. I believe it was on Bleacher Report. So here we go. This is actually according to Bleacher Report about 5 hours ago. So they're saying here, Trevor Bauer contract offer likely to be less than record 36. So, again, I kind of talked about this a little bit ago. Bob Nightingale saying that it could approach Garrett Cole level money. I don't think it's even going to get close to that. I would be shocked if it was close to that. My personal opinion. I don't know what everyone else is thinking in the chat, but yeah, Nightingale, he was saying Tuesday the Mets are the favorites. So, but I did see there was another report out there. I thought there was something else. I could have sworn I had seen it. It was like something about what the contract terms could be. Let me type in Trevor Bauer contract. Not seeing anything. I could have sworn I saw something. What was it? I actually got the notification earlier. Hold on, let me see real quick. What was this article? All right, so it was okay. I have it on Bleacher Report. Here we go. Let me see. Trevor Bauer Mets offer. I have it right here on my iPad. I don't know why it's not pulling it up. So I'm reading on my iPad right now on the Bleacher Report app that the Mets offer to Trevor Bauer is 3 to 4 years. So did it say that in this article? I'm not seeing it in this article. I don't know what is going on with it, but I cannot find this article. I'm literally looking at it on my iPad right now. It's weird because the title on here, this is the article. But for some reason, the title is saying 3 to 4 years, but it's not saying it in the article. Anyway, but I guess according to... Oh, it says it right there at the top. Jeez, I have such a potato brain. Here it is. It's John Heyman. I was looking for the numbers, and they had it in word form. Here we go. Let's go to the John Heyman Twitter. Let's see here. Mr. John Heyman, when did you tweet this out today? Here we go. Okay. There we go. Now we're cooking. All right, so as we can see here, Mets offer to Bauer thought 3 to 4 years with opt-outs, less than 36 annual average salary, or less than 36 million annual average record. Dodgers could have similar type interest, but unlikely to go long. Some teams believe Bauer seeks a much longer deal. And pitching comparisons they've used are long deals. Cole, 324, Strasburg, 245. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of what I was saying last night. I feel like you could see, I actually was saying last night you could end up seeing like a 2 to a 3 year deal. So this guy right here, yeah, he's taking a 2-year deal. That's funny. So going to be interesting to see how this turns out. But if the Mets do go over 30 million, they are going to go over that luxury tax. It's going to happen. And could that be? And Steve Cohen has come out and said he would like to stay under that luxury tax. And I think for the Mets, I think that's a smart thing to do. I don't know if you should really go over that tax. I mean, I know Trevor Bauer would make your rotation completely nasty. They do have money coming off the books, so do they think, well, okay, we could maybe go over the tax for this season, but then next season, we should be fine because we have some money coming off the books for next season. But they're also going to have to, work with some other guys too on new contracts. They still have to extend Lindor. They still have to figure out something with Conforto. Syndergaard's going to be a free agent. I don't know. I mean, sure, you got some contracts coming off the books. You got Stroman coming off, Familia coming off. I mean, Familia, that's definitely like a guaranteed 11.6 coming off. I don't think they're going to bring him back. I don't know. I mean, can they make that work? Because what are you going to, I mean, you got to bring back Lindor. You just made a big trade for him. You got to go Mookie Betts Dodgers mode there. You got to sign this guy to a long-term deal. If you don't sign him to a long-term deal, then, I mean, I don't know. I think that would be I think that's a huge loss if they don't bring Lindor back. But I don't know. I think this could actually be pretty tricky for the Mets. I think they got a set number with Bauer, and I think they might be saying, all right, you know what? We may not be able to entice you with the biggest average salary, but we'll offer you opt-outs, something like that. I'm not sure how incentives work towards the luxury tax. I don't know if that affects anything. I'm not as knowledgeable with that as I'd like to be. I don't know if anyone in the chat can help me out with that, but yeah, Trevor Bauer, Mets. I mean, there is one thing about the Mets is Jeremy Hefner, their pitching coach. So one thing I actually really am starting to kind of look into are these different pitching coaches around the league. I think Bauer, one thing he has said, he wants to have a good partnership, and I think he wants to have a good working relationship with whoever the pitching coach is. I think he wants to have that communication aspect. As of last night, at least according to reports, the Angels are out of it. So, and one writer, I forget her name, but she reported it last night. I forget the name. But she did say that Bauer and Callaway, the Angels pitching coach, they weren't really on the best terms. They didn't really see eye to eye on a lot of things because Bauer's more of like a, analytical guy, more of a progressive guy. He likes, using science and analytics with everything when it comes to pitching. But Callaway is like okay with that kind of stuff, but he's a little more old school at the same time. So I don't know. But with the Mets, they do have Jeremy Hefner, and he has an analytical approach. So I think Bauer is intrigued with the Mets. So I wonder, could he take like a shorter deal? You know, maybe he just really wants to play with the Mets. Again, I think he's considering everything. So we'll have to wait and see here what ends up happening. So I want to see what you all think. So we're going to try and get you all involved here tonight. What do you think? Do you think Trevor Bauer to the Mets is a good possibility? I want, you know what, instead of doing the thumbs ups and the thumbs downs, let's do numbers from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10, tell me what you think. 1, the worst chance of him going to the Mets. 10 being like he is definitely going to go to the Mets. Tell me what you think. We're going to do numbers here. No thumbs ups or thumbs downs. I'm seeing a 7. I'm seeing a 1, a 6, a 10, a 1, a 7, an 8, a 10. Oscar, I definitely think it could be a 3 to 4 year deal. We're seeing 8, 7 to 8, 6, 7, 6, 4, 6, 7. Wow, you guys like the numbers. Nelson, he's sticking with the thumbs up. So I'm seeing higher numbers, but then I'm also seeing some right above the middle. Like I'm seeing a lot of 6s. I'm seeing a lot of 7s. Seeing some 8s. I'm seeing some 9s. I'm seeing a 10. All righty. Well, okay. Well, it seems like you got, for the most part, a lot of you think Bauer. Oh, James Golliv, thank you so much for subscribing, my friend. Thank you. But yeah, a lot of you, I'm seeing a lot of 1s coming in. Yeah, I think I don't know. If I were to use my eyes, I would say I maybe saw like an average of like anywhere from like a 6.5 to a 7.5. I could see that being the average of what you guys think. So we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with Trevor Bauer. So let's get to the next team that I think is at least according to reports, at least according to the media, could be possibly have a good chance of getting a Trevor Bauer. But if I may, real quick before I move on, if you can, hit that subscribe button if you are looking for more baseball news and content. We're trying to get to 6K by opening day. Hit that like button for me. That's going to get this stream out to more people. That way they can get in here. And go follow me on Twitter as well if you're looking for more baseball news. So, okay, the next team. Oh, I'm seeing a super chat coming in. Thank you so much. James Hirota. Hey, saw a longer comment on the Angels Bauer article at Trade Rumors that I was hoping to get your thoughts on. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. What was this one? Let me actually see if I can pull that up before I move on. Here we go. So, a longer comment on the... Okay, let me go see if I can find that. Bauer... Okay, let me go to the teams. So you said it was an Angels article? Okay, okay. The Angels not expected to pursue Bauer. All right. Again, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat, my friend. I really appreciate that. All right, so you said there's a longer... Oh, boy. 269 comments. You said it was a longer comment? Who is it by? OCJ T Halos? Oh, boy. This might be a lot to look through. You said it was a long comment? Do you know if it's near the top? That's the bottom? Okay, bottom. Oh, there are so many comments on this article. Okay, I'm just going to start from the bottom since you said near the bottom. I'm not... Where is it? I see OC Traveler. I'm looking for an O. OCJ. Looking for OCJ. You said it was long. I might have to wait to find this just because I don't want to just have everyone just sitting and waiting. Oh, here we go. Whew, thank God. Okay, here we go. So here is, okay, I'm going to have to All right. Okay, I'm going to keep this right here because this is a bit. This is a little bit. Let me talk about the next team, and then I'll come back to this, okay? James, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I will come back to this. I'm going to keep the tab open. But for the next team, I definitely think this team, they've been linked to Bauer a lot. Their names have come up a lot. Supposedly Bauer is very interested in playing for this team. The LA Dodgers. So the Dodgers, I think, it just seems like they're so close to the luxury tax line. They're at $205 million. It seems like they might be okay with going over that line because they're at $205 million. They've been, I guess, according to reports, they've been wanting to bring Turner back. I mean, if they bring Turner back, they're going to go over that luxury tax line. So it's going to be really interesting to see if the Dodgers do pony up some money. You know they got the money, but do they want to go over that luxury tax line? That is the only question. Friedman, he is a Tampa Bay Rays guy. I don't know if he's going to want to go over that line. So that's the only thing that holds me back with the Dodgers. So let's go to the Dodgers right now. So taking a look at the Dodgers, as you can see, according to the luxury tax estimate, they're at $206 million. Right around $206.2 million. So that they're going to blow right through it. I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm thinking they don't need to bring Turner back. They really don't need to bring him back. Because they have Edwin Rios. They have guys that can play. So I don't know. That's why I'm wondering, are the Dodgers actually like a serious landing spot for Justin Turner? I don't know. Because look how close they are. Because you got to think about it too. If they bring back Turner, let's say they bring him back on like a 2-year, $24 million deal, something like that, $12 million per year. Okay, well, they're going to have to pay a fine. I think it's like, 10% or something like that? Let me actually look that up. Luxury tax, MLB fine. So I think they have it on here. So as you can see, 2021's $210 million. It says here, so a club exceeding the competitive balance tax threshold for the first time must pay a 20% tax on all overages. So let's say they bring him back. Let's just say $12 million. That's going to put them at roughly $218 million. Let's just say they get to $220 million, just to give a round number. So that would be $10 million over. They would have to pay 20% of that. So, so that's, $2 million. So, I don't know. Do they think that's worth it? So if they bring in Bauer, let's say for 28 or something like that, so that would put them at, like what, 234? So that would be 24 over. So 24 million over, that would be, so 20%. I cannot math in my head for the life of me. 24. %, of 24. So that's around like 5 million, like 4.8. So what the heck did I do here? 20% of 24 million. Why did I jump out that huge number? Whatever. It's going to be like about 5 million, I guess, that they would end up paying. I don't know. So are the Dodgers okay with that's not too much. That's not a lot. But then, because it would only be their first time going over it. So I don't know. I think you could see the Dodgers doing it. Maybe you see the Mets doing it too. It's not a ton of money, but like, do they want to do that? I don't know. So it's basically throwing money in the trash. It's not a lot, but yeah, Oscar, yeah, definitely. And then they could reset it. So, so they just would have to go over it for this year. I guess now that I think about it, when I've actually seen the number, I'm a visual person. So when I actually see the number in front of me, I was like, oh, that's actually not that much. Because I was thinking in my head, it was like, I thought they would be paying like a lot more, but it's only it would only be a first-time offense. So, yeah, you definitely could see the Mets or the Dodgers if they're only going to have to pay like $5 million, in a luxury tax fee. I mean, yeah, that could be. But do they want to? That's the only problem is like, do these guys want to do that? I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but to them, it might seem like a lot. So, I don't know. But they do have a lot of money coming off the books. If you take a look, I mean, well, they got Seager. But then you got to think of Seager as well. Are you going to sign Seager to a long-term deal? You got Knievel coming off. I mean, what are you going to do with Kershaw? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you do got Jansen coming off, so that's $20 million. You got Taylor coming off. So they got money coming off. I would have to write everything down. So they're not bringing Jansen back. Kershaw, I could see coming back on a shorter deal. I don't know. It's going to be interesting because what are they going to do with Seager? Are they going to let Seager go? Or are they going to give maybe the job to Gavin Lux? Could you see something like that? I don't know. That's going to be really interesting. So, Bauer to the Tigers. Could you imagine? I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Andrew Lee, the Padres could definitely. I mean, look out for the Padres. Yeah, James, I agree. He's not really much of a shortstop. He was at least a shortstop. So I don't know. Could they put him there? I don't know. Maybe. But the thing here, the point here is they're going to have to figure out everything financially. So if you go for a Bauer, it's going to, you got to move some stuff around here. You got to figure out what you're doing with Kershaw. What are you doing with Seager? So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I feel like the Mets and Dodgers, I think they're going to have their lines. I think they're going to have like a set value. I don't know. I don't know what to think, honestly. I definitely think the Mets and the Dodgers seem like great fits. I mean, for the Dodgers, that would be insane. Adding Bauer to that rotation, that would be insane. The Mets, they could definitely use another guy at the top. I mean, the Dodgers would be really intriguing to me. That would just be insane. I mean, if they want to go back-to-back, if they really want to put their best foot forward to try and, get a repeat championship for the first time since the Yankees years ago, I mean, Bauer would be insane. Bauer would be absolutely insane. If you look at the rotation as it is now, Kershaw, Buehler, Urias, Price is coming back. May. And then you got Gonsolin. And then you got I'm going blank. And you got Josiah Gray. Who knows if maybe he comes up for a couple starts this year. You got depth. And that's what I like about the Dodgers as they are right now. The Dodgers have depth. And if they just add a Bauer, that's going to be insane. Going to be insane. That rotation would be godly. Because these guys don't really get hurt. You can't really predict when injuries are going to happen or not. But, Kershaw does have the back stuff here and there. Buehler gets like the blister things. So maybe Bauer could end up being someone pretty good to have. Bauer's been, he's shown he can stay on the field. So, if you got Buehler having some blister issues here and there, Kershaw having some back issues here and there. Bauer, adding him, that would be great. Then you got Price too. And then you got Urias and May, who look like they may be fully ready to kind of start getting some starts now. There is just so much here. So much. James, I agree. He would make the biggest difference if he went to the Angels or my Red Sox. He would be huge. Oh, I don't care. I would love if Trevor Bauer came to Boston. I would freaking love it. But I don't know. That's definitely not going to happen. I wish. That'd be fun. But so that's the other team that I think Trevor Bauer could be going to. At least that's what we've been seeing in the media. But moving on. So before I get to my next team, I want to go back to that comment from the super chat that we got. Thank you so much again, James Hirota. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look. Torn on this one. Oh, let me share the screen. Here we go. I like the guy personally. I think the media have been complete jerks. I think you could say they've there have been some things where Trevor Bauer has not been treated very fairly. They do keep bringing up that whole Twitter feud. It just seems like they keep bringing that up a lot. I don't know. I think what he's been doing with his brand is amazing. I agree. I hope to see more of it. I agree. But I'm not just 100% sold on his pitching. In a 9-year career, he has 2 great seasons. I agree. His All-Star 6th-place Cy Young Award in 2018 was elite, was a good season. In his 2020 Cy Young Award this season, he was disgusting on the mound, deserves every bit of credit. But if you look at his other 7 seasons, he puts up FIPs in the 4s. That's what I was saying earlier. High 3s, ERA plus is just above the average. Career FIP sits at 3.85. Career ERA plus sits at 113. Those numbers are almost identical to Marcus Stroman, who has a career ERA plus of 113. And I think that's where teams, sure, like Rachel Luba, she is going for that 40 million, 36 million in that range. But teams they're smarter than that. Organizations have come such a long way when it comes to analytics, when it comes to stats, when it comes to information. That's why I like the Sam Fold hiring a lot, because Sam Fold is very big on the analytics, very big on the information, on the stats. So I think Sam Fold was great for the Phillies. So, but yeah, and teams I think will see this. At the same time, it's entirely possible that Bauer has figured something out and has turned a corner. Agreed. It definitely could be. It's fully possible that the Bauer we saw in 2018 and 2020 is the version you'll be getting from now on with him. Maybe he goes to the Mets and absolutely shoves and gets them to the World Series. Agreed. Yeah, based on his career numbers, I'd say there's just as much of a chance that he stays as inconsistent and comes back down to earth. That's definitely a possibility. Bottom line, if you're the Angels who need more than just Bauer, it might be the best decision to go after second-tier guys or hit the trade market for now. The more I think about that, I definitely kind of agree. Because if you get Bauer, you're going to be right at that luxury tax line, and you still need more depth. Like, while that would be great, and I've been saying for a couple weeks now, Trevor Bauer with the Angels would be huge. But when you really think about it, they really need more. I mean, Bauer would be awesome. He would be that frontline guy. But really, when you kind of think about it and digest it, they need more guys. They need more. And that's why I did like the Quintana signing. I think that would be good if he can stay on the field. Based on what I've seen from Trevor Bauer, it might be the best choice to pass on him for now, though I could absolutely be eating my words. Truth is, Bauer is one of the most interesting guys in baseball, and I still don't know what to make of him. He might just like it that way. I mean, honestly, Bauer's interesting. I think he likes that attention. I think he's on Twitter a lot, Yeah, this is a very thorough comment. I think this is your comment. I don't know if it's your comment, but very thorough answer, very good answer, lots of numbers. You make great points here. I agree with a lot of this. So, at the end of the day, though, I think we can all agree Bauer is definitely the most intriguing free agent, because that's another thing, too. It's not just about the social media aspect with him. It's not just about how he is off the field. To me, I'm very intrigued what he does on the field. I'm very curious to see what he ends up doing. So, but I'll leave it at that. If that was your comment, great comment. Thank you so much for the super chat again. Really appreciate that. Let's get to the third team on the list. I think I am not going to get off my horse on this one. I think this team, they just made a big signing, but they got more. I think they got more room to make something like this happen. They have built some depth over the last week. They have been adding some guys. The Toronto Blue Jays. I really think the Toronto Blue Jays have something here for Bauer. I think they could make this happen. They have the money available for him. They could do this. I mean, I am so intrigued by this idea of him being a Blue Jay. I think while I do like some of the guys that they've added, they do have some pieces there. I still think a couple of these guys are a little far away in their system. But you did have a couple of guys last year, they made a few starts, looked okay for the Blue Jays. But I think you need another top guy like this. If you want to be a serious contender in the American League, this would be awesome. I mean, come on. Like, they need another top guy. You can't rely on these guys as much as I like Nate Pearson, as much as I liked how good Tanner Roark was, or at least how consistent he was, with teams like, the Nationals and the A's and the Reds and teams like that. But they just, I don't know, like Tyler Chatwood was, I think, an okay signing. I mean, nothing special if you ask me. What's Trent Thornton going to do? I think Bauer is a guy that would really bring a lot to this team, especially with a team that they have put their foot through the door. Their foot is through the door. George Springer in center field now. They are for real. I don't think you can be done. I don't think you can finish there. I think they need to they need to at least add a couple of pitchers. They have to. You can't go into the season with what they have. So let's actually pull up here. Here we go. Here it is. So here we go. Looking at what Toronto has right now. When we take a look here, let's take a look at the payroll first. They have plenty of payroll. Plenty of payroll. $150 million right now, and that's with Springer. They got plenty of room to make this happen. Plenty of room. I agree, James. Paxton is a great fit. I think he would be awesome there. I think he would be a great mid-rotation guy. But Bauer, you can afford him. You can afford another pitcher too. It just depends. Like, what do the Blue Jays want to start actually spending some actual? They just gave out a franchise record contract to George Springer. Do they want to stop there? I don't think they can. If you really want to compete this year, I understand they're still looking towards the future, but man, you have a shot this year in the American League. You do. I like what the Yankees have been doing. They've been adding some depth. They've been adding some pieces. The Yankees are going to have a lot of depth. If they can stay fully healthy, the Yankees are going to have pitchers for days. And I think if you're the Blue Jays, you have to know, like, you're not there yet. You're not. You can't go into this season with what you have pitching wise. I think that offense is more than capable. But if you take a look here at what they have, you got Hyun-Jin Ryu, Robbie Ray. That was another one, Robbie Ray. He was a mess last year. What are you going to get out of him? Nate Pearson, Tanner Roark. They just got Steven Matz, of course. So they have been adding some depth. They do have some guys. They got some guys here. What were their names again? I'm trying to remember here. So they do have, they got like Anthony Kay. That's another one. You got Hatch there. And he could maybe do something. Who was the one that, I forget who it was. There was someone, was it Hatch last year that made a few starts? Yeah, well, or he came out of the bullpen. He did pretty good. But he's projected more as a starter. So if you take a look at, who was the other guy? It was it Zook? Zook started a game. Looks like maybe he opened a game. But he had, the FIP was high. XFIP was high. The ERA was good. But the FIP and XFIP were high. So, I don't know. Do you rely on a guy like that at the back end of your rotation? You got Simeon Woods Richardson here, but I still think he's a little bit away. I don't know. I don't think maybe he could get a start towards the end of the year. I don't think he's ready. This is a good pitching prospect, but I don't think he's going to be ready for this year. I think the Blue Jays need to add someone like Bauer. I don't know. Yeah, their rotation is pretty full right now, but you're going to count on Robbie Ray as your number 2? Unless they feel like they can figure something out with him, or they have already figured something out with him. But look at the walks last year. He had, 8 walks per 9. He was giving up home runs. Strikeouts were still high, so that's good. Robbie Ray has the stuff to be a number 2. Like a 2-3. He has the stuff for that. But the numbers have gotten worse every year. ERA has been going up a lot. The walks have, they jumped up. The home runs jumped up this year. He's always been prone to the home run ball a little bit. But do the Blue Jays feel like Robbie Ray maybe has turned a corner? Maybe they feel like they figured something out with him. I don't know. I just don't see. I don't know. I don't see this rotation being good. Like, I think it can be good, but is it going to get you far in the playoffs? I don't know. Like, I mean, I love Nate Pearson. I think Nate Pearson's going to ball out eventually. You know, of course, it's expected. You know, not the best rookie year. Plenty of great pitchers in the past. Plenty of great pitchers have had not very good rookie seasons. Only had the 18 innings this year. He started 4 games. I mean, you know, there were some things to like about him. The velocity was good. But you can't rely on Nate Pearson. I mean, yeah, like have him in your rotation. But I don't think you can. That's a guy you can fully rely on. Roark, that's a veteran guy you can count on as like your 4. I agree with that. I've liked Roark. He's made a lot of starts over the last few years. He's made at least 30 starts since 2016. So, I mean, you know, decent numbers. I like Roark. For some reason, I don't know what happened with him this year. I don't know if maybe him and you know, the new pitching coach, new catcher, they had the whole crazy spring training, you know, get canceled. They didn't really have a proper spring training at all. They had the whole, you know, the 3-week training camp, basically, you know, only going up against your own team. I think Roark, I think you're going to see a better year out of him. It just seemed like maybe him and, you know, the catchers, maybe they weren't fully in sync this past year. So I'm going to expect a better year out of Roark. I think he can be a mid-rotation guy. So, but yeah, so I don't know. I think the Blue Jays really could use a guy like Bauer. I'm not going to get off my horse on that. I really think that. So tell me what you all think. Tell me what you think. 1 to 10. What do you think the possibility of this is? A 1 being absolutely no chance. 10 being, oh yeah, this is definitely going to happen. Tell me what you all think. 1 to 10. Meadow James with a 10. Abraham Terry with a 7. Jackson with a 5. Dillman with an 8. We got a 2. We got a 7, a 1, a 1, a 2, a 3. Yeah, James, I thought that would have been a great fit. But, you know, now that they got Semien, I don't know. I would love Hendricks there. That'd be great. Michael Yench with the 8. Bauer to the Rays. That would be, jeez. Could you imagine? The Rays should have invested with GameStop. They could have gotten some money out of that. Yeah, Abraham, I agree. Going to Fenway, Camden, Yankee Stadium. Yeah, those are tough. Very tough. Yeah, gaming. Semien. I like Semien for the Blue Jays because he can move around a little bit. He can give Bo Bichette some days off at short if he needs it. I like the Semien signing with the Blue Jays. I like the flexibility. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Bryant can fit, but where I don't know. I think that's gonna be a little too. Me personally, I think that's just gonna be a little too much. They could definitely make it work. Jackson, I would love Jackie Bradley to come back. I hear he's asking for a lot of money. I hear he's asking for at least 15 a year. So, AK Vlogs, we're at 123 likes. We're at 181 people in the chat right now. It's awesome to see you guys here. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, everyone. Really appreciate that. All righty. So, I felt like for the most, I was seeing more lower numbers, kind of maybe somewhere from like a 4 to 5 average, I felt like. So I think you're all kind of in the middle. I think it could end up happening with the Blue Jays. There's definitely a possibility. So let's move on to my next team. So we're going to kind of get into some sleepers here, at least to me. So I know all of you in the chat, I think you all maybe have some of your own sleeper teams that Bauer can end up going to. But I have 3 here that I think could be sleeper teams. So let's go to the first one. So let's go through what we have gone through so far. We've done the Mets. We've done the Dodgers. We've done the Blue Jays. And then, hey, I wouldn't count this team out. The San Francisco Giants. Now, I don't think this is going to happen, but I think the Giants I think they could be hanging around. They could be checking on that market a little bit. I think San Francisco, they could use a top guy. They got the money to make it happen. I think this could be a possibility. He's lived out in California, went to school out there. I mean, again, he has said that, the geographical location is not the most important thing, but hey, seems to like California, I guess. But I'm not going to completely dismiss the San Francisco Giants. They have been linked to him. So let's go take a look at what the Giants have to offer here. So actually, let me take a look real quick. Where did the article go? Oh, I guess maybe I closed out of it. All right, hold on one second, everyone. All righty, let's go to what the Giants have right now. So sharing the screen. All righty, let's go to San Francisco. Here we go. Hum Baby Baseball, if you are here. I hope you like this one. Here we go. So, taking a look, they did just bring in La Stella. Good move. I like the La Stella move. What are you going to do with Solano, though? Going to be interesting. Are you going to be having... right on Fangraphs, they have him playing third. You got Evan Longoria off the bench. Pretty interesting. Interesting. So, I think La Stella, he's going to be this guy that kind of moves around a little bit. So, all right, if you take a look at what they have right now. If you take a look here, you got Kevin Gausman, Johnny Cueto, Desclafani, Logan Webb. They've added Alex Wood as well. They've built some depth. They got some guys that could maybe make something happen. If you kind of think about it with the Giants, if you think about it with the Giants, at least how I'm thinking about it, I mean, the Dodgers are still the class of that West division. The Padres are making a ton of noise. I mean, if you're the Giants, I mean, what are you thinking here? Could they be all sitting at the round table thinking, you know what? Let's go after Bauer. Let's go after him. Let's try and stay competitive in this division. We could maybe have Bauer, Gausman, Cueto. I think that would actually be pretty good. If you got that top three, I actually kind of like that a lot. You could put Alex Wood out in the bullpen or Desclafani, whatever. I think that would be really good. And they have the payroll to make it happen. So the Giants have never been a team to really give out really big contracts like someone like what a Bauer is looking for. But if you take a look at the payroll, here we go. So looking at the luxury tax, they're only at 152 million right now, 152.6. I think they could make this work. Are they going to want to make this work? I don't know. Probably not, but I can see a fit. I like the fit. If you take a look, Cueto had a big contract, 6 years, 130 million. He's going to be coming off the books. So it's a club option. I'm guaranteeing they're not going to bring him back. I mean, maybe if you're the Giants, you're thinking, you know what? We got Cueto leaving. We can fit Bauer in the payroll this year. Cueto's going to be gone next year. And then that'll just make Bauer's salary fit that much better. So you got Gausman. I mean, I think this would be a good fit. I like this fit. I like it a lot. Real quick, actually, let me take a look. Who is the Giants pitching coach right now? That's another thing I think with Bauer. I think it's if you can have a guy that's a pitching coach that Bauer would see eye to eye with, I think it's going to be really important. Gabe Kapler is interesting. That would be an interesting dynamic. I wonder what Bauer thinks of Gabe Kapler. I don't know. But if we take a look at the pitching coach, Andrew Bailey's the pitching coach? Oh, that's hilarious. Really? I didn't know Andrew Bailey was the pitching coach. I remember when the Red Sox got Andrew Bailey in 2013. Everyone in Boston was like going nuts over the move because that was going to be like our future closer. And then he ended up just like not doing anything. So let's take a look. I mean, younger pitcher, definitely could be more into the analytics. So here we go. So let's take a look here. Right off the bat, I'm seeing a lot of stuff with biomechanics. I'm seeing stuff with analytics with him. Let me pull up this article. Oh, cool. I got to pay for this article. Thanks. Appreciate that. Here we go. So, all right, here's the article I'm looking at. So, here we go. All right, where is that part? Here we go. So the Angels accelerated the process by letting Bailey experience all aspects of an organization. He worked on the big league staff, but also spent time with the research and development department, the analytics staff, biomechanics experts, and scouts. Bailey was also part of the preparation process for the draft. I mean, hey, seems to like all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe him and Bauer will have a blast talking about biomechanics and all that stuff. I don't know. Seems like they would probably get along very well. I don't know. I think there's a lot of things here for Bauer to maybe like. I could see the Giants maybe, I don't know if they're going to end up getting him. I would imagine probably not. But I could see like down the road, like once Bauer signs somewhere, I could definitely see like a report come out saying like, hey, the Giants were actually, they were actually in the mix. You know, they actually had an offer. I could see something like that, but I don't think they're actually going to end up getting him. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm seeing a lot of stuff about Kapler right now. That's one aspect. I wonder if Bauer and Kapler, because I feel like is Kapler a big analytics guy? Let's take a look here. I feel like I've read something on it. Okay, so what is this? Gabe Kapler and the argument for analytics. So let's take a look. Okay, there hasn't been a manager, or actually, look here. Gabe Kapler has been lucking his way into the best managerial performance in the NL all year. This is back in 2018. So yeah, Bauer, he's been known, or not Bauer, sorry. Kapler has not been very well known to handle a game very well. It seems to get a lot of flack on that. But here we go. Something a lot of old heads and traditionalists are glossing over is that analytics are just a discovery, study, interpretation, and application of data in a meaningful way. Baseball is a game of numbers, and one can argue that teams have always relied on numbers to make coaching decisions. If a player hasn't hit in 20 at-bats, they probably need to figure out what's causing the slump by looking at their numbers, yada, yada, yada. Baseball is a game of instinct. Talk to any number of diehard fans, and you'll hear plenty of people argue how Kapler is too busy reading the analytics to realize that some decisions should be made in the moment. Much of that argument is true, only because your head can't be down on an iPad. So I guess Kapler is a bit of he favors the analytics. Let's see. So, I mean, I don't know. I think players like Kapler, from what I've seen, and from what I remember seeing Hum Baby talking about. I don't know. I don't know how that relationship would be. That's an interesting one if you ask me. So, tell me what you all think in the chat. Do you think there's any chance Trevor Bauer goes to the San Francisco Giants? Let me know in the chat. Remember, 10 being the most, a 1 being the least. Tell me what you think. Let's see some numbers. 1 to 10. Andrew Lee starting it off with a 1. 2. I'm seeing a 3. A 3. A 1. A 0. Ooh, yeah. We're not seeing this one. We're not. Oh, yeah. AK Vlogs with a 10. He's helping out the average. Ooh, lots of 1s. Lots of 2s. Negative 3 billion trillion. 5. 2. Seeing a 6. 0. Lots of 0s from Bob Ross. So, okay, I think you all definitely think this is not going to happen. But I wouldn't completely write it off. All right, let's get to the next one. Here. Where could Trevor Bauer end up going? Where else could he end up going? Maybe one of these next 2 teams could be a mystery team. Here's one team. Here's another one. This one I don't think is going to happen. But this team has been oddly quiet this offseason. They have been not really doing all that much. They did just make a signing recently, but there are some connections here with Bauer. There are some connections, and that is the Minnesota Twins. I think the Twins could maybe be a fit for Trevor Bauer. I am not ready to let this one go. They have been just really quiet this offseason. Man, could they just jump in and be like, all right, you know what? We spent a lot of money for Donaldson last year. We got Odorizzi not coming back. Bauer, we want you. Let's go, Bauer. Come on. We need an ace kind of a guy to go with a Kenta Maeda. And surprisingly, there are some connections here. If we go take a look. So the first one here, Wes Johnson. So Wes Johnson, the pitching coach right now with the Minnesota Twins, he has been very in favor of the analytics. He is very in favor of it. Has a little bit of old school ways as well. But I feel like him and Bauer, they could end up having maybe a pretty good relationship. So, if we take a look here, I'm trying to think, where was that part I was reading? But the Twins pitching has done really well with Wes Johnson as the pitching coach. Their problem is the Twins' problem lately is they just can't seem to get the offense going when they need to. They're like a home run or bust team, very home run happy. So another one to think. So as you can see, this is the part I was looking for. When he was brought into the Twins organization, his love of analytics fell right in line with the direction that Chief Baseball Officer Derek Falvey and General Manager Thad Levine were guiding the team. That's another connection too. Derek Falvey was with the Indians when Bauer was there. There is a connection here. I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, we're kind of reaching for, anything here at this point, but there is the connection there. Wes Johnson, he likes his analytics. Derek Falvey, he's an analytical guy as well. I'm just saying. I mean, and if we go take a look at the Twins right now on the payroll, they're at $128 million. $128 million. I mean, I know Donaldson was a record contract, but I'm just saying. This could be maybe something. They got money coming off the books next year. They got Happ coming up. I mean, they did sign Happ, so that was good for depth. If you look at the rotation as it is right now, you do have... Actually, hold on. Where's the depth chart? Okay, so here we go. All right, so you got a Maeda. You got Berrios. I'm still waiting for Berrios to have some kind of a breakout season. I'm hoping it happens. I like Jose Berrios. You got Pineda. You got Happ. You got Dobnak. You got some depth in that rotation. You do. If you stick Bauer right at the top, that's a good rotation if you ask me. I like that. They're going to have that. Something with this lineup has got to get figured out. I'm intrigued. I think the Twins are still a competitive team. The White Sox have been really good this offseason. They've been making some noise. The Indians are, who knows what the Indians are going to do this next year. It definitely could take a step back. But I think a lot of people are kind of forgetting about the Twins. I think the Twins are going to be good. I think they're still going to be a good team. They got good pitching. If they bring in Bauer, that's only going to help. They have the connections in the front office. They have a pitching coach that I think would get along with a Trevor Bauer. They have the money. Even with Josh Donaldson, how much is Donaldson getting per year? He got what, like 4 years, like $90 million or something like that? 4 years, 92. So, I mean, he's not breaking the bank at all. I mean, they still got a ton of payroll flexibility. They could definitely make it work. So, I don't know. What do you all think? Tell me what you all think. Trevor Bauer, possibly a Twin. Let me put the picture back up. So what do you all think? Could you see this happening? And you gotta be real here. Bauer looks pretty good in that Twins uniform, if you ask me. That hat, those colors, they seem to go pretty well. And another thing, too, he's pitched in that division. So, I don't know. Could he come home to the American League Central? I'm seeing a bit of a mix here. I'm seeing some zeros, some fours. I'm seeing some higher numbers. 6, 7. I'm seeing a 9. All right, now we're starting to get some lower numbers. Now we're starting to see some lower numbers. I'm seeing a 69. A 69. He has broken the system. Sounds good, but unlikely. Yeah, I'm leaning that way too. So, let's get on to the next team that I think could be a possibility. So, this next team, a team that is very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very familiar with the Minnesota Twins. They've been making some noise this offseason. Hey, why not stop now? The Chicago White Sox. Absolutely, the Chicago White Sox, I think, could end up doing something. The Chicago White Sox, they still have payroll flexibility. They've been making noise. They've been making some moves this offseason. They're going to be a fun team. I think the White Sox, why couldn't they go get a Trevor Bauer? Why couldn't they? I mean, look at the rotation. Let's go take a look here. Looking at the rotation right now. You got Lucas Giolito. You got Dallas Keuchel. You just added a Lance Lynn. But I think the White Sox still could use another arm. You got Dylan Cease. I mean, you got Reynaldo Lopez. I mean, you just picked up Liam Hendricks for the bullpen. And if you look at the payroll right now of the White Sox, they can definitely make this happen. They're only at $166 million. They got tons of room to make this happen. Now, will they make it happen? I don't know. But you got some guys coming off the books. You got Keuchel coming off in a couple of years. Lance Lynn will be a free agent after this year. Abreu is going to be a free agent eventually. Garcia will be a free agent after this year. They got the room to make this happen, I think. I think the White Sox could definitely be a possibility. And there's another thing here, too. Ethan Katz is the pitching coach. Ethan Katz, I keep saying this word, analytics. So Ethan Katz, he is a big proponent of analytics. He is highly regarded in the industry. As you can see here, Katz is Lucas Giolito's high school offseason pitching coach and is really well regarded within the industry. This is when they first hired him. This guy was saying it was an A+ hire. But he's had connections with Giolito. He was able to kind of really turn Giolito into this really good pitcher. And I don't know. I think, dude, if you had Giolito, Bauer, and Lance Lynn, and Keuchel, that would be a really good rotation. That would be really good. So let's take a look at Bauer in a White Sox uniform. Tell me that doesn't look pretty good if you ask me. That looks pretty good if you ask me. Trevor Bauer as a White Sox, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think the payroll makes sense. I think the environment makes sense. I think a lot of it makes sense. Now, are the White Sox going to want to keep spending? They've been spending some money. They've been adding some payroll. We'll have to wait and see if this could end up being an actual possibility. So tell me what you all think in the chat. I'm actually pretty intrigued with this one. Tell me what you all think. Do you think this could actually happen? Give me a 1 for no chance. Give me a 10 for absolutely. Tell me what you think. Numbers 1 to 10. Let's see what you got. 165 people in the chat. Hope you're all doing well. Alrighty. I'm seeing a lot. Wow, I'm actually seeing a lot of high numbers. Seeing a lot of high numbers. Seeing some 7s, seeing some 10s. Seeing a 4.5, a 5. James Scott with an 8. Harlan Rampo with an 8. Jerome a 10. Great Bambino with a 10. Marcus Nava with a 10. Yeah, Harlan, I definitely think this is more possible than the Twins. I think this is more possible. Absolutely. TM Highlights. Appreciate that, my friend. Much appreciated. Jesse Burns, 420. Has a 420 chance. So, Dillman, the way I do these, I mean, I'm not very good at these. I use the app PixArt. It's kind of a pain. You got to kind of figure it out, but I do it all on my iPad. It's not the best. I've seen way better looking. These are so easy to do when it's just like their team photo. When you're doing like an action photo of them like pitching or something, it's so difficult because you have to find like something that like lines up correctly, and it's hard. So, yeah, Stephen A., I'm not the best at this. So, yeah, MLB Joey. I mean, the Mets, we'll have to wait and see if the Mets end up doing anything. So, alrighty, let's go take a look at the next possibility. I have one more possibility here. Some of you might have seen it. I clicked on it by accident earlier. But this one team, you're all going to think I'm crazy. You're going to think I'm absolutely insane. But hear me out here. Hear me out. I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is more fun if you ask me. But I'm used to this general manager of this team. I could see this guy maybe doing this. I don't know. Could the Phillies maybe bring him in? Could you see this happen? I don't know if this is going to happen. This is probably not going to happen. This is definitely not going to happen. But hear me out. I'm going to prove a case. Here we go. While it may not happen, I think it could be a good fit. So let's show some reasons why. Here we go. Let's take a look. One second, everyone. Alrighty, so I had the article pulled up earlier. It looks like I closed it by accident. But there are some reasons why. And actually, I wasn't even thinking about this. I was not thinking about this earlier. But I saw an article pop up today. It's a Phillies blog on Fansided. But they kind of made some interesting points. They made some interesting points here. They said don't rule out the Phillies being a mystery team for Trevor Bauer. So I'm going to give you a conspiracy theory here. I'm going to give you a conspiracy. Could the Phillies, when they were crying poor in the beginning of the offseason, could they have maybe been saying that so teams weren't thinking of the Phillies? They weren't thinking of them at all. They're thinking, oh, okay, the Phillies, they don't have any money. No, they're crying poor. We don't got to worry about the Phillies. And then all of a sudden, could the Phillies jump in for a Trevor Bauer? It's a conspiracy. I'm just saying. Maybe they're trying to trick people here. Maybe they're trying to hide in the shadows a little bit. They just brought back Real Muto. I didn't fall for that bluff. I don't know what they were doing with that. But they brought Real Muto back. There were a lot of people, and I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you right now here in the chat, I know there's a few of you in the chat that did say, admit it, some of you did say Real Muto was not going to go back to the Phillies. Once the Phillies did cry poor, I know some of you did. You be honest with yourself. Some of you did say Real Muto would not go back to the Phillies. But, I don't know. Let's actually take a look real quick. Let's look at the payroll. Here we go. So, if we take a look, the Phillies are at $179 million. They got about, $30 million to play with? $31 million? If they are, okay with increasing the payroll a little bit, could they be tricking us all? Could they be crying poor on purpose to just completely trick us? So, if you take a look right now, they have a team built to win. They do. They have a team built to win. But if you look at the pitching, they really could use another guy. If we go take a look, you got Aaron Nola, you got Zach Wheeler, you got Eflin, you got Howard, maybe could do something, but he's still very young. Velasquez, I don't know what Velasquez is. I mean, there's some good things about him, but the guy just can't seem to produce. I think he could be a better fit for the bullpen. He has pitched out of the bullpen. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you have a Bauer in this rotation, that's pretty good. And that National League East would officially be wide open. Wide open. That would be amazing. You can't deny, while you may all think that this is not going to happen, you can't deny that this would be extremely fun. So, David Knight, I appreciate the honesty. So you thought he was going to go to the Mets, and then they signed McCann. I mean, I'm just saying, man. I mean, no one thought. There were so many people that thought Real Muto was not going to go back to the Phillies. Once all these reports were coming out that the Phillies had no money, everyone was already thinking, all right, Real Muto, he's going to go to the Mets. He's going to go to the Blue Jays. He's going to go to the Angels. I don't know. He could go to like some surprise team. Like everyone was writing off the Phillies. So I'm just saying, man. They did add Archie Bradley. They've fixed up this bullpen a little bit. I think honestly, the Phillies are maybe like one picture away of actually being a really good team. I think this Phillies team could end up being really good. They got a good lineup. They got good defensive players. The bullpen, I still want to see what this bullpen ends up doing, but they did add Archie Bradley. I like that. They did add Jose Alvarado. I like that. They got Coonrod. He's got potential. I like that. I like Ranger Suarez. He didn't even really pitch this year. I like what they have in this bullpen. I think if you put the pieces in the right place, Girardi's a good manager. If you add one guy like Bauer, I think this could really make this team legit. But again, I got the inspiration from That Ball's Out of Here, the fan-sided blog for the Phillies. So if we take a look here, the one big reason here, they brought up a really good point. So they said here, Caleb Cotham for probably 4 or 5. So Bauer was actually on the record here, said, I've known Caleb Cotham for probably 4 or 5 years now. I wanted to play for Derek Johnson when he was still at Vandy. It's pretty exciting to have all of our paths kind of cross and finally get to work together. So if we go take a look at the Phillies coaching staff, taking a look. So Caleb Cotham is the pitching coach of the Phillies. He just got hired recently. So Caleb Cotham, he is a big analytics guy. He's a big analytics guy. So as we can see here, Caleb Cotham, the new Phillies pitching coach, he used to be, did he work at Driveline Baseball? Driveline Baseball is a heavy analytical performance center for pitchers. So Bauer has a relationship with him. He has a relationship with Caleb Cotham. They go back to Driveline Baseball. They go back to those days. Bauer was walking around when he was 14 years old with the Effective Velocity book underneath his arm. Caleb is one of those guys who is a student of Effective Velocity. So I'm just saying, I mean, they have that connection together. They have worked together in the past. And Bauer has had good things to say about him. So there is that. There is another thing too. They made up another good point. I mean, I just brought this up too. I like Aaron Nola. I think Zach Wheeler's decent. But are you really satisfied with that rotation? Are you really going to be satisfied with that? I don't think that's a good enough rotation to really get you deep into the playoffs. I mean, I think they could make the playoffs as a wild card, but do they have the pitching to really get it done? Do they have I like Aaron Nola a lot, but to me, I feel like Aaron Nola is more like a 2, I like Nola. I think he could be a 1. I think he's like a 1.5, 2 kind of a guy. I think Bauer would be an amazing fit. They made another good point in this article as well. What was it? I can't. I don't remember what it was, but it was another thing about Caleb Cotham as well. Right here, Cotham was really helpful with the technical stuff in his mechanics. I haven't really had that situation before where I have someone that I respect from the technological standpoint, the really nitty gritty pick shaping and understanding the mechanics and how the ball was moving and stuff like that. Bauer added, it was good to have someone to bounce those ideas off and have those conversations. That's an actual quote from Trevor Bauer. Bauer has said he wants to have that partnership. He wants to have that dialogue with the team that he's going to be with. Joe Girardi, Joe Girardi, he's going to keep Bauer. He'll keep Bauer in the game. He'll stick with him. He won't pull him. Joe Girardi, he'll do well. I think he would handle Bauer very well. I'm just saying. So, but then the last point to make. One second. Here we go. Taking a look. Take a look at who the new president of baseball operations is. Dave Dombrowski. Last time I checked, Dave Dombrowski, he's not afraid to spend some money. And Dave Dombrowski has been known to be able to kind of get ownership to to be okay with signing some guys. Dave Dombrowski, he made a lot of signings with the Red Sox. He signed David Price. He signed Chris Sale to an extension. He signed a lot of guys. He made a lot of signings with the Red Sox. I don't see why he couldn't do that with the Phillies as well. Another person to put into consideration too is Sam Fuld. Sam Fuld, he's going to be their he's the new general manager there. Sam Fuld is a guy that is big on analytics. He's big on information. He's big on a lot of that kind of stuff. I feel like this could be a good fit. I mean, it's kind of a weird out-of-the-box fit, but they have the payroll to make it happen if Bauer is willing to, maybe, if you look at the Phillies payroll a little bit, taking a look at the payroll. So they're at, what was it again? 179? They could make it work. Oh, we got something happening here. The cheap Braves have a better shot at signing Ozuna and trading for Ramirez than the Phillies signing Bauer. Hey, at least, William, you have to respect that I am trying to at least present some good points to you all. You have to at least give me a little credit for that. That's all I ask, just a little credit. William, I really appreciate the $9.99 super chat, my friend. I want to thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. Yeah, but if I were to say, if there is any chance of there's probably no chance of Trevor Bauer going to the Phillies, but you have to at least give me credit for at least presenting some kind of realistic reasons, I would say. So they have the payroll to make it happen. They have the pitching coach. They got Dave Dombrowski. They are a team that is ready to win now. I think you could maybe see it happen. Maybe they get in the mix. Maybe they make a phone call. Maybe that's all we get, but you can't deny it would be a fun fit. So I'm ready to see all the zeros. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe some of you, maybe I changed your minds a little bit. Give me what you think in the chat. A 1 being no way, or a 10 being absolutely. I want to see what you all think. -30. I wasn't able to change Andrew's mind. Oh, MLB Joey gave me a 10. All right. Great Bambino with the 4. That's what I'm talking about. Jesse Burns with the 3. Luke Whelan with the 10. Now, Vincent, I'm seeing right here, it says the estimated payroll on Fangraphs is 179. Where are you seeing that? Is that on maybe Baseball Reference? Fangraphs is pretty good when it comes to all of this stuff. They seem to be pretty reliable about this stuff. If Bauer went to Boston, who was better, Indians or Red Sox? Oh, Red Sox for sure. They would absolutely be better. I'm telling you, James. I'm telling you, and everyone else here. I've said this a few times. Do not sleep on the Red Sox this year. I'm not saying that from a biased standpoint. I'm saying the Red Sox have some starting pitching depth. Maybe not the best pitching depth, but they have some guys now that can make some starts. They still have a good offense. They have some good pieces in that bullpen. I love the Ottavino move. I think they're gonna use him well. I like it. I like what they have. I don't think they have a championship team, but they have a team that's pretty competitive, if you ask me. But if the Red Sox had Bauer, they would have a great shot. Great shot. Jesse Burns, Bauer should have stuck with the Reds for one more year. I think that would have been cool if he did stay with the Reds. I think that would have been pretty fun, if you ask me. I mean, you would still have him, Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray. I think the offense just never really got it going. Yeah, Vehicle Ranks. Hey, Vehicle Ranks, what's going on? I haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, they won't. I mean, I don't know. Could they end up keeping Ottavino? I don't know. I guess it really depends on what he's looking for next offseason. It depends on how he does, We'll have to wait and see. Patrick Starr is here. He's happy about the Cardinals re-signing Adam Wainwright. Savage, no, I did not. I actually, when I was on MLB Trade Rumors earlier, I did see something about the A's. They offered him a 1-year deal, 12.5. Yeah. Not great. I mean, I think that's a great fit with the Blue Jays. Great fit. Yeah, vehicle, that's definitely possible. That's definitely he's going to be a free agent after this year, so Bauer versus Cole, Severino versus Sale, Taillon versus Eovaldi, Kluber versus Erod. Ooh. That's pretty good if you ask me. That's pretty good. I'm saying, don't sleep on the Sox, man. I think the Sox, they could have something. Yeah, the great Bambino. I saw the video. Bauer's looking for a few things. I mean, I think most importantly, Bauer just wants to be happy where he goes. I think he just wants to have a good relationship with whoever he's with. He wants people to listen to him. I think Bauer is a guy where I feel like he has moved around in this league, and I feel like he thinks a lot of people don't want to listen to what he has to say or about the way he goes about pitching. I think he wants to be in an environment where he really wants to be listened to. He wants to have that respect. So, Colt of Olay, I am never taking melatonin ever again. I woke up with a massive headache today. Absolutely not. Yeah, James Scott. Yeah, I think he definitely has a chance of being a Met. I think there's a huge chance. I think the Mets, they're really gunning for it. So, speaking of James saying he thinks he's going to be a Met, let's see your final predictions on Trevor Bauer. I did this video just to be for fun tonight. Nothing crazy, but, just to kind of present some things, presenting some dark horses that maybe could get in the mix as well. So, let me know what your final predictions are of Trevor Bauer. Where is he going to sign? Give me your honest opinions. Honest opinions. 150 people still in the chat. I want to see your honest opinions. CFMC, what do you think? Mets or White Sox? Can't put two. No, everyone. I don't want or. I want one team. Put your one team. One team. Where do you think he's going to go? Mets. I mean, Padres. I mean, don't count the Padres out. I mean, the Padres have been just insane. I mean, honestly, what is the Padres payroll right now? They're at 177. I mean, they could make it happen. I would lose my mind. So I'm seeing a lot of Mets. I'm seeing White Sox. Come on, any Phillies votes? Come on, I had to have changed one person's mind about the Phillies. Come on, let me get a Phillies vote. Can I get one? Is that possible? Come on, let's get Bauer to Philly. Let's go. Trevor Bauer to the Phillies. Come on. You know it would be fun. You know that National League East would be fun. Let's get Trevor Bauer to the Tigers. Let's do it. Honestly, I think it'd be fun with the Giants. I think that'd be fun. Let's go. Pure Susie with the Pirates. Zachary, I remember Trevor Bauer. I was really thinking in the beginning of the offseason, man, Bauer would be so much fun with the Yankees. So much fun. Alrighty, everyone. You're forgetting the $10 million of Semion's contract deferred over 10 years. 10 years? Is that for real? Wow, I didn't see that. 10 years? Huh? What? He got a 1-year deal. You got $10 million deferred? No. I was about to say, no. Okay, here we go. Bauer would make more than the entire payroll in Pittsburgh. I agree. But all right, everyone. That's all I got for tonight. That's all I got. So let me go through the possible fits for Trevor Bauer, at least according to me. So at first, I went with the Mets. We got the Dodgers. We got the Blue Jays. We got the Giants. We got the Twins. Here, I forgot to send this one over. We got the White Sox. That could maybe happen. I think that would be awesome if that happened. That would be crazy. And then, come on, everyone. Come on. The Phillies would be fun. You know it would be fun. Come on. Come on. You know you like it. Here we go. Bryce Harper, Trevor Bauer doing some vlogs. Oh, man. Come on. You know you like that. All right, everyone. That's all I got for tonight. I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. 150 people. We got over 150 likes. What a night. Great night. We got about 20 subscribers tonight. That looks like it. We're at 5.22. If you haven't yet already, hit that subscribe button for me. We're trying to get to 6K by opening day. If you are looking for more news and content in the baseball world, definitely hit that subscribe button. I'm talking baseball here all the time. Hit that like button for me. That'd be awesome if we can maybe get to 200 likes on this stream. We're at 152 right now. Could we hit 200 eventually? And go follow me on Twitter if you want to talk baseball throughout the day over there. So, everyone, that is all I have. It's 10:45. I'm going to go get some sleep because I'm a grandpa and I got to work in the morning. So, everyone, thank you again for coming out. Thank you for all the super chats tonight. Really appreciate that. And, as always, I'll talk to you next time.